Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of The Points of Articulation. My name's Dave and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I'm looking at the Hot Wheels Star Wars Starships Select Carson Teva's X-Wing Fighter. This is number 28 in the set and released in 2024. This particular interpretation of the X-Wing was first seen in The Mandalorian Season 2 episode entitled The Passenger, released in 2020. It's the one where the Mandalorian and Grogu have to fight ice spiders. Pretty cool. So with this particular piece, I'm very excited to review this with all of you because it's the second X-Wing that I'm going to be reviewing for this line on the channel. I want to see if maybe there was some upgrades or this or that. We're going to find out together. For those who are new to my channel, what I like to do is go over the box, open the box, take a look at the ship, show off the most important parts, then go zooming in, see all those fine details. Then I'm going to put it on a stand, look at the paint and other dimensions, compare it to some other pieces, and then we'll be done. So let's get started. Alright, so looking at the top, we have number 28. We have the New Republic symbol and a little X-Wing diagram, which is kind of cool. Then we have Star Wars, the ship itself, which looks fantastic. No warping on those laser cannons, so I have hope. Then we have the title, Hot Wheels, looking good on the side. There we go. Nice. On the other side. And I did see some pink in those engines, so I'm excited about that. On the back, we have our stand, the ship itself, and some other ships in the line. All of which by now I did look at, except those prototypes. But we'll get there, don't you worry. Then we have all our warnings and whatnot. All this bogus stuff. And then at the bottom, my favorite, all that copyright crap, recycle, all this and that. Star Wars and Disney, of course. So, pretty cool box. So now let's get it open. Okay, so let's get it over with. Let's rip it open. Take this and yeet it. Whoop. First part here, this holds our stands. So we'll open this up. Pull this out. We have our pylon, first part, so that's cool. Then we have our base plate. Look at that symbol, that is awesome. Nice, we'll take a closer look at this in just a few. So we'll take this box and the tissue paper that comes with it. So to yeet that out of the way, don't need that no more. Take our ship out. And these pieces here, it's sort of a backdrop to the actual box. But I love the design here. Lots of cool ships. I dig it. But we don't need it, so yeet. And then we'll take our ship, open up this plastic piece here, and rip it out. That was easy. So having this bad boy out of the package, I could say it is very, very nice. It is a repaint, so we've seen the mold before, but the paint changes it up just enough that it makes it pop on the shelf. Having said that, just like in all my videos, I will go over all the major sections of the ship, and then we'll get a nice close-up look to see all those fine details. So let's begin. In the front, we have our nose cone. This is a rubbery material, not really held in well, but what are you going to do? We have our fuselage coming down. Right here, we have our torpedo launcher, which looks really cool. Again, that's on this side as well. We have our canopy, astromech, S-foils and hyperdrive sections, all back here, which looks amazing. Nicely done. Thrusters, nice and pink, recessed in. Fantastic. In the front, we have our intakes, looking good. Then we have our wings, laser cannons, and on the underneath, we have two rivets holding it together, peg port for the stand, and some great detailing all around. Now the laser cannons are a rubbery material. Not a fan, but that's just how they do it. And the S-foils can open. So that's awesome. And it showcases more detail on the interiors. So that's all the major parts of the ship. So now let's get a closer look. Alright, having a closer look, since I already did review this particular mold, I'm going to sort of breeze through it. But yeah, lots to discuss. Our first is a nose cone. You can see the recess in the front, the line work coming on the aft side right here. Very nice. And that goes all the way around. So for the main body, we'll start with the bottom. Some copyright crap here, codes and whatnot. We have a rivet. Beautiful line work. Peg port for the stand. Spare parts canister should be somewhere right here. And then another rivet. Very nice detailing. For the sides, we have some great line work with some raised sections. Torpedo launcher right above my fingernail there. You can see the beautiful detail in here. Let me open these wings. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Just beautiful amounts of detail on here. Very nice. And that's the same for the other side. If I turn it this way, you can see all the nice detailing. Torpedo launcher right here. And then it sort of blends in with the main body right there. Really cool. And of course we have our S-foil mechanism in there. And you can see the detailing on those engines. Fantastic for the insides anyway. Some line work, recessed areas. And then we can see like hoses and pipes. Really cool. And the interior on the top is also the same. Let me see if I can get a good shot of that for everybody. Yeah, there you go. See some hoses, doodads. It's nicely done. And then on the top we have more line work and recessed areas. So pretty cool. I'll shut that real quick. And of course we have our canopy, aft window. Some nice molding. We have our astromech. And then back here we have everything from life support, S-foils, hyperdrive, all that fun stuff is all back here. And this looks fantastic. It really does. Great stuff. I love all the details. And then line work comes on the side, up and then down. Pretty cool. For the other side, see all the detail in there. The little arm of the astromech always gets me right there. That's pretty cool. Just nice. In the aft, you can see all the details in there. That is cool. Pretty nice. So we're going to focus on just this side because both of these sides are almost identical. And we're going to try and cut some time down. But on the interiors of these engine intakes, we can see there's like a fan blade in there, which looks fantastic. You can see all the little angles there. Even the center is molded, which is beautiful. Then coming off, we have some nice molding on the top and bottom half of the wing. Then it's pretty flat going here. Turning around. Pretty flat coming this way. Until we get to the section where it raises up. You can see there's some molding there. So pretty neat. On the top of the engine, you can see some nice molding. Looking pretty good. The top of the thruster section has pipes, different types of molding on there. Again, most of the molding is lost in the sauce due to the paint, but it is there. And you can see the sides are nicely done. Looking pretty cool. And you can see the sides of this thruster. See it better on this one. It does have detailing, but the paint sort of dries and erases everything. You can see it right there. Detailed, missing. Kind of sucks. but it is a great mold. I'm not going to knock it for that. In the interior, we could see some molding with the pink paint. That's pretty cool. Same goes for the bottom. Looking sharp. Now for the top detailing, we have some great line work and molded areas going right down to the laser cannon. Pretty cool. And on the bottom, we have a little different detailing coming down here. You can see on the engine, the thruster piece, just nicely done. Again, paint sort of rounds everything out, but it's not too bad. Then coming down the engine, you can see all that stuff. Hot Wheels right there. Of course, we got copyright crap on the wing. Oh, what are you gonna do? But cool nonetheless. There's even detailing on the bottom of those thrusters as well. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So for the laser cannons, they are soft rubber. I'm not a fan, but they are molded pretty well. You can see all the details coming down. Just pretty nice. I would like maybe a hard plastic or a die cast, but it is what it is. And then on the top, you can see the seam line. That's pretty neat. Now some of these are already sort of messed up, I guess from the factory. We can see right here, should be flat. This one's all curved and warped. It feels kind of hard too. But regardless of that laser cannon, I do think the rest of the mold is fantastic on here. A great piece. So that's everything I have to say about the mold. Hopefully I covered everything. So now let's put this bad boy on a stand and look at the paint. And now looking at the stand, we have this beautiful glossy black base. I love it. Then we have the New Republic symbol, X-Wing Fighter, looking good. Star Wars molded on this side, Hot Wheels on that side, and underneath we have copyright crap. So this is our base plate. Then we get our pylon, put the pieces in like so. Hear that snap. And just like that, grab your vessel, put it in like so. And you can maneuver it a little bit, however you would like. You could open up the wings. Oh, that's a little crooked. Yeah, there you go. You could open up the wings, sort of organize it any way you would like. But just like that, you're good to go. Looking at the paint on this particular X-Wing, we have about 10 different colors working together. Tan, red, gray, yellow, green, glossy black, little pink, a wash, dark gray, and a little bit of silver. For the ship's size, it measures in at 4 inches or 101 millimeters. For the ship's weight, it comes in at 3.10 ounces or 87.84 grams. For a size comparison with the Starships Select Carson Teva's X-Wing Fighter seen in the center, I have it next to some other Starships Select vehicles. First, on the left-hand side, we have it next to a Y-Wing Starfighter, looking good. And finally, on the right-hand side, we have it next to Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. And for an added bonus size comparison with Carson Teva's X-Wing Fighter seen in the center, first, on the right-hand side, we have Grand Admiral Thrawn's Chimera, looking good. And on the left, we have Ahsoka Tano's T6 Jedi Shuttle, which is a fantastic looking vessel as well. All in all, I'm very impressed with all these different types of ships and how well they look together, especially with those stands. As always, if you would like to see reviews of any of the ships I showcased today, check the links in the description below. And that does it today for my review of the Hot Wheels Star Wars Starships Select Carson Teva's X-Wing Fighter. It's number 28 in the set and released in 2024. Now, I like Carson's character, and I can't wait to see how he evolves in future Star Wars products. I hope they don't kill him off, but I guess time will tell. Now, getting back to the ship, it's a repaint, so we've seen it before. The mold is great. I love the thrusters, the fuselage, the wings, and also the S-foils. Everything on here looks fantastic, and the moving parts are a great touch. The only issue I have with the mold is the rubber parts. I get it, it's for like safety or health issues. I would just really prefer hard plastics or die-cast pieces rather than this rubber stuff. And that's all I'm saying. So anyway, looking at the paint, we have 10 different colors working together. They look fantastic. I love the green, the silver, the red and yellow, that tan. Beautiful stuff. The ship also does come with a stand, which makes it link with the rest of the ships on the line and really brings it all together. So that's everything I have to say about this awesome looking ship today. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button. And as always, and you know I mean this from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for taking time out of your hectic schedules to sit back and watch my content. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me that you're letting me into your life and educating you, entertaining you, and just offering some escapism in this crazy world we live in. So, until next time, everybody, have a good one, and I'll see ya. Bye!